In this video, we're going to take a look at the metric units of mass. Now, it's important, first of all, to understand what mass even is. And mass, what that does, it measures the quantity of matter in an object. Now, the goal for today is we want to be able to change between metric units of measure within mass, within the topic of mass. So, a key tip for today. It's important to understand that whenever you go from a larger to smaller unit of measurement, unit of mass, you're going to move the decimal to the right. Okay, just remember, larger to smaller, your numbers will increase. Smaller to larger, you're going to move the decimal to the left. Okay, and the numbers will decrease. So the only thing we're doing today is just moving the decimal to the right or to the left. Now the important units of mass, or the very common ones, are milligrams, grams, and kilograms. Okay, once again within the metric unit of measurement. So milligrams, mg, grams, g, kilograms, kg for the abbreviations. Now, it's important to understand, the weight of a milligram, gram, kilogram. You can see a milligram right over here is about the weight of a feather. Okay, 1 gram, think of a dollar bill. So if you have a dollar bill, you can feel that. That's about the weight of 1 gram. And a kilogram is about the weight of a pineapple. So that gives you some reference in the weight of these different measurements. So we have 1 milligram equals 1 gram. 1,000 milligrams equals 1 gram. 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. Once again, the metric unit of measurement is very, very simple in that whether you're dealing with grams, liters, meters, or whatever it is, the measurements are all the same. Okay? For example, there's 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter, just like there's 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. Okay? 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer, 1,000 grams and 1 kilogram. Very easy just to transfer between the different units of metric measurement. Okay? Now, the abbreviations, once again, are the same. The only thing that we're changing is the G representing grams. So we would put the L there for liters, the M there for meters. So very easy to remember. We have kg, kilograms, hectograms, decagrams, grams, decigrams, centigrams, milligrams. Okay, and just remember you go up increments of 10, so 10 milligrams equals 1 centigram. 10 centigrams equals a decigram. 10 decigrams equals a gram, and all the way up. Okay, now we have our buddy Ken again. Okay, and he's driving, as you all know. And today, since we're dealing with grams, he's driving gorillas. Okay, as you can see, Ken has a much nicer car than what he's been driving. If I were Ken, I don't know if I would use that car to drive gorillas, but he chose to do so. And to remember the metric units of mass, we have Ken has driven gorillas down country meadows. Okay, each initial letter and every word goes along with the different units of mass. Okay, so Ken has driven gorillas down country meadows. Okay, now what we're going to do in order to convert these units of measurement, we have our stair steps here. Okay, and our stair steps, instead of having meters or liters or anything like that, we're using the G for grams. Same concept. Okay, as you move down the number of steps, your decimal will move to the right. As you move up these steps, your decimal will move to the left. Okay, as you go down, the numbers increase. As you move up, the numbers will decrease. Just remember that larger to smaller, you multiply, smaller to larger, you're going to divide. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a couple problems together, and I'm going to show you a couple, and then I'll have you do some all by yourself here in just a bit. Okay, so what we have is 3.1 kilograms equals how many grams? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this problem, just 3.1. I'll rewrite that. And then I'm going to go up to my stair steps, and I'm going to go start where the kg is. All right, and I'm going to go down until I hit the grams. Okay, so I'm going to start my stair step. So that's 1, 2, 3 steps down. So since I went 3 steps down my stair steps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my decimal 3 places to the right. Remember, whenever you go down your stair steps, you're going to move your decimal to the right. If you go up, you'll move it to the left. So I'll move this decimal 1, 2, 3 places to the right. Put my decimal right there. Now I have some empty baskets here, and what I do with those empty baskets, I drop zeros in them. Okay, so 3 1/10 kilogram equals 3,100 grams. Okay, let's take a look at another one here. So now I have 456 milligrams equals how many grams? Okay, so what I will do, first of all, just rewrite my 456. And then I'm going to start at my milligrams, and I'm going to move up to my grams now. Okay, so start at my milligrams, 1. Now it's important that you do not count the milligrams as a step, but once you move to the centigrams, now that's a step. That's 1, 2, 3 steps. Okay, now since I went 3 steps up, I'm going to take my decimal point and I'm going to move it 3 digits to the left, or 3 place values to the left. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I have 456 thousandths for my answer. Now let's take a look at this problem. Let's say, for example, I don't have any idea whether I go to the left or to the right. So let's say 456. Let's say, I think I need to move my decimal to the right. That means I would need to add 1, 2, 3. And my answer would be 456,000. Okay, which that would not make sense at all, because milligrams are smaller than grams. So if you're converting a smaller unit of measurement to a larger unit of measurement, your numbers will not increase at all. Okay, they will actually decrease. Okay, so you can see this answer makes sense, 456 thousandths for my answer. Now what I want you to do is get out your math journal, pencil, and I also want you to copy down this stair step right in your math journal. Okay, this is going to help you out tremendously throughout this lesson. Okay, so I want you to pause the video right now and copy down those stair steps so you can refer back to them throughout this lesson. So I want you to pause the video now. Okay, now that you've written down your stair steps, let's go through this problem together. We have 2,500 grams equals how many kilograms? So what we'll do, first of all, let's rewrite 2,500. Okay, and then what we'll do, we'll start at our grams and move up the steps to kilograms. Now since you have your stair steps, just do this lightly so you can erase your pencil marks and use it over and over again. Okay, so we'll start at our grams, 1, 2, 3 steps up to my kilograms. Now I have my decimal point is always understood to the right of the ones place, even though it's not there. So I've moved 3 steps up to my kilograms. That means I'm going to need to move my decimal 3 places to the left. So let's move it 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3 places to the left right there. Now whenever you're dealing with decimals, added zeros to the end do not add any value, or they don't even really mean anything. Okay, so we can write this as 2 5/10, or you can write it as 2 500 thousandths. Both of those numbers are equivalent to each other. So I'm just going to write 2 5/10 for my answer. So 2,500 grams equals 2 5/10 kilograms. Once again, think about your answer. Make sure it makes sense. Okay, if I were If I didn't know which place to move my decimal to the right or to the left, well, that would mean I would add 3 zeros to this number, which would give me okay, that means my number would be 2,500,000, which does not make sense. Okay, so in other words, 2,500 grams will not equal 2,500,000 kilograms. So it's important to make sure you check your numbers and make sure it makes sense. Okay, we're going to do one more problem together. Okay, so now we have 300 grams equals how many kilograms? Just kind of like the last one we just did. So we'll rewrite the number 300. And we're going to start at our grams. Once again, use a light pencil mark when you're doing these steps so you can use it over and over again. That way you don't have to keep rewriting your stair steps. We'll start at the grams. 1, 2, 3, and move up to the kilograms. Once again, the decimal is always understood to the right of the ones place. We're going to move this decimal to the left 3 places. 1, 2, 3. And why do we move it 3 places to the left? Because we went 3 steps up on my stair steps. Okay, so 300 grams equals 3/10 of a kilogram, or you could write 300 thousandths. Both of those numbers are equivalent to each other. Now what I want you to do now is pause this video. I want you to work this problem out. 1 gram equals how many, 1 kilogram equals how many grams. When you're finished with the problem, you can press play and I will have the answer for you. So I want you to pause the video now. Okay, so you can see the answer, 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. That may have been a little bit of an easy one. Okay, we went down 3 steps this time. So since we went down 3 steps, that means our number increased. We move the decimal point 3 places to the right, giving us the answer of 1,000 grams. Let's take a look at one more. Now we have 10 kilograms equals how many grams? What I want you to do is pause the video, and when you are finished working this problem out, you can press play and you'll see the answer. So I want you to pause the video now. Okay, so you can see I have my answer, 10 kilograms equals 10,000 grams. I started up at the kilograms step, and I moved 3 places down on my stair steps. Since I moved 3 places down on the stair steps, I moved my decimal 3 places to the right. And since I moved my decimal 3 places to the right, I dropped 3 zeros in the baskets and giving me the answer of 10,000 grams. So this is how you convert metric units of mass. And once again, it's important to use the stair steps. And remember, if you move down the stair steps, you move your decimal to the right that many spaces, and however many steps you move up on your stair steps, that's how many places you move your decimal to the left. And that is how you convert metric units of mass. And please come and see me if you have any questions about this topic.